everyone. So I am Jocelyn Dean. I'm a health insurance advisor. I focus on the under 65 market, and I focus on individuals, families, and small businesses, and I help them and I educate them on the options out there, and then I help them select the best plan to fit their needs and their budget. So because I sell insurance, I get a lot of people asking me about other types of insurance, maybe car insurance or commercial insurance or home insurance, and I don't know anything about it. So I brought in some experts today to help me out with that, and I want to welcome Carolina and Bryan. So welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in and chatting with us. So tell me a little bit about you guys and what you do, what you specialize in.
Well, we have insurance. We are an independent insurance agency. We have access to a lot of carriers that we work with. We specialize in homeowners insurance, auto insurance. We also do commercial insurance. The advantage of being an independent broker is that we have this access, and this translates into the ability that we can provide to our customers a lot of good choices. We work with carriers we know and we trust. We won't ever recommend a carrier to a customer that we won't ever recommend to our family member or to a friend.
Yeah, so we just started year number 4. Like Carolina said, we're an independent broker with access to over 100 different carriers. So we kind of take the onus off the client of shopping their insurance. Is we shop it for them. Like Carolina said, we're going to quote you. We're going to get you insurance that we had sold to a family member or we personally have. And so just like your industry, you're never going to know the ins and outs of insurance, and don't try to learn it. I tell my clients when they call, when they start asking good questions like, that's great, you've Googled it, you're trying to become an insurance agent. The most important thing to do is find a good broker, find a good agent that knows what they're doing, that specializes in the industry. And somebody you can trust, because you're never going to know what you need to know to make the educated decision. You need to find somebody that does and is going to get you the right coverage, and also is going to be there when it counts. So a lot of our competitors will sell you a policy, where Winsurance does is not only do we sell it, we service it. So when a flood comes with a tree falls to your roof and you call me at 9 o'clock at night, we actually had 19 clients that flooded during Imelda. We personally processed 18 of those claims. So they didn't have internet. They have water in the house. Luckily, we had internet, we had power, so we actually processed the claims for them. And if anybody knows anything about flood, it's quicker you get in line, the quicker you get paid. So it was a big advantage for them to get that claim processed quickly and give them that access.
Yeah, okay. So speaking of flooding, it's hurricane season. And a lot of people are, asking me, and I know a lot of other people, do I have the right coverage if a hurricane does come? So what should they be looking at in terms of hurricane and different, they're like, oh, what if my roof blows off? Am I covered? Or if my window blows in? Or if I flood? Are there different types of insurance?
Yeah, that's one of the questions we get asked the most, especially during this season. Homeowners insurance won't cover flood. So if you ever get flooded and you don't carry your specialized flood insurance policy, then you won't get paid. We write flood policies. We do it through the National Flood Insurance Program. We also have some private flood options. We do excess flooding if the National Flood Insurance options that you can get will cover all the whole amount of your property. But yeah, we do get that question a lot, so it's important to check if you would like to have flood insurance. And if there's something that a hurricane does to your house, it will always be covered through your homeowner's insurance, either to your roof or to your windows. There's going to be a deductible that you will have to pay it out of your pocket, but that's the only thing that's included on the homeowner's insurance policy.
And what about wind? Is that all the under your homeowners, or is there any special insurance you need to get for any types of storms?
That would be under your homeowner's insurance policy.
Okay.
And you will be covered. As I said, you will have a deductible to get paid out of your pocket. Usually, we write off most of our policies with a 2% deductible. That's how you're gonna be covered.
Okay. And then So you also mentioned that you can shop multiple carriers, correct?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's not like you're stuck with just one carrier. And
No.
then do you shop those carriers every year for your clients? Do you kind of do like a policy review?
Yeah, that's one of the most important things we do for our customers. We make sure that at renewal time, they get the best available rate of the market. Our motto is you're going to have the right coverage at the right price. So at renewal time, we will make sure that either for your auto, your homeowners, or whichever policy that you have written with us, we will run your numbers again. We will make sure that the rate that you're having is the best, whether it's with your carrier or with a different carrier. We will take care of switching our customers to the best option that we can find in the market for them.
And it's a huge advantage as an independent is because some carriers come in and they get an influx of business, and then so their prices go up, they get hit with the claim. We saw that last 3 years. So it's big to know that not only do we shop it, but we're going to take care of the switching process, and also we've got them all. We've got hundreds of carriers, Travelers and Progressive and MetLife, all the big names out there. So we're going to shop those guys. One of our carriers is Lloyd's of London, who underwrites State Farm. So a lot of people, they don't recognize the names, but it's the same coverage. It's all financially backed, and the insurance companies actually have their own insurance for policy payouts. So we get the best advantage of getting the best rate, but also having the best coverage, the best value you can get in the insurance.
Okay. Another question I get a lot is, do you save money if you bundle your insurance? So maybe your home and your auto, is that a savings or?
Yes,
Okay.
there's a multi-policy discount that is usually added to your homeowners insurance policy. We will need to have both the homeowners insurance and the auto insurance written through our agency, but that's one of the advantages our customers will get as well.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to, we're able to even do the multi-line discounts even with their separate carriers. So if you've got your home insurance through Lighthouse and your auto through Progressive, we're able to do a multi-line discount as long as both insurance is through our agency. So it doesn't even have to be the same carrier. You just have to deal with the same broker as in Winsurance, and you can do the multi-line discount.
Okay, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. So something like I have a bunch of kids, and they're all either driving or getting ready to drive, and it's crazy expensive. So like, what do you tell the people who are kind of freaking out? Like, do I get my kid a car because then I don't know if I can afford the insurance? What is your advice for that?
I just went through it. My oldest turned 16 in March, and we were with one carrier, and then when it turned 16, they wanted an arm and leg for a second one, so we took it back to market, and I ended up paying about the same price when adding a 16-year-old girl. Of course, girls are a lot cheaper than boys, which I have a soon-to-be 15-year-old son, so I'll find out in a year how bad that is. But that's the advantage of working with brokers, because some of the carriers are fine with high-risk drivers and rate them okay. Some carriers won't even touch them. They're going to price it out of the market if they even price it at all. So having a broker that has access to dozens and hundreds of different carriers gives you the advantage of getting the best rate regardless of your scenario, because there's some carriers that specialize in the elderly that are low mileage, that are different, those different carriers that are going to take on the higher risk kids. So having a broker that has access to it all, you're not spending a week researching or shopping something nothing about. We get that a lot. We see these policies that are high deductibles. We got one last week that a lady had a 5% wind hail deductible on she had a $300,000 house. So she has a $15,000 wind hail deductible. So if a tree hit her roof or she has hail damage to replace the roof, I can get you a cash deal under $15,000.
Yeah.
But not knowing what she's looking for, it's insurance is a lot more complicated than it should be. But being that they've it's 200 years of history of insurance, they've ran into a lot of different stuff. So each page gets another page gets added every year. So having a broker that's been through it, and there are some clients that want a higher deductible. They're just worrying about catastrophic burn down to the ground. So we've got the knowledge and the access where we're going to make it valuable to you, get your return of investment the best it can be, and also get you the best deal that's available that's right for you.
Yeah. The reason I love working with you guys so much is you kind of have the same theory as I have. Like, I really spend a lot of time with my clients, and I educate them, and then we decide on the right plan together. Like you said, I mean, there's people out there like, I can do it myself, and they try to Google it or go on some crazy website, and they end up with something horrible, and really that could just put them at risk later. Yeah. And it hurts their pocketbook too.
Yeah, I had my wife had a coworker that, you know, Progressive's one of our carriers. I sent her a quote. She says, I found it online for cheaper. She sent me the policy the next week. She bought liability only on a brand new car. Luckily, she did not wreck her car in that week, and her lien holder was the one that told her, listen, you only have liability only. So, you know, it's one of those deals where you got to be careful, because she had just spent over $40,000 on a brand new vehicle, drove off the shop thinking that she had full coverage, and she wouldn't have been if she got in an accident that was at her fault. She would have been sued. I mean, it's a big deal doing something. Oh, I saved $5 online. No, you didn't.
Right. Yeah. No, I tell people that all the time. They tell me that I've got a great insurance plan. I'm like, let me look at it and see.
Let's see
what
how
you
great
really
it is.
have, because you want to use an expert, someone who knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
You know, this is what we do. This is what we do every day. So we're the experts in this field, and that's what we're here to do, help people. So tell me, just kind of in closing, is there anything you want to close with? Any last thoughts?
Carolina, you want to go first?
Well, just to let everyone that's watching know that we will be happy just to being able to have the opportunity to help them with their insurance needs. As Bryan said, we are an agency that not only shop the policies and will give you an 800 number to call whenever you have any issues with your policies. We'll be here to help you, to walk you through any process, to answer any question, to give you the best of our knowledge, and always be there for you whenever you need it.
Also, if you need someone who speaks Spanish,
Yes.
they can also.
We are bilingual.
Yes.
She's bilingual, but I am not. But the company is. We actually have a couple of Spanish-speaking agents, so we definitely can help you out there, because I know it's important to them, especially when you're speaking to something so complicated, to be able to speak in your own language, your original language, is a big deal. But yeah, kind of backing off of Carolina is, so it doesn't cost anything to shop. It could cost you a whole bunch if you don't. I get some clients that are they haven't reviewed their policy in 10 or 15 years, and then I show them the savings and they start doing the math. I mean, it's $20,000-$30,000 that they've overpaid in a decade. In commercial policies, that's a year they could potentially save. Doesn't cost anything to review it. At least you can know, you'll have the peace of mind that, okay, I'm covered. A couple things on kind of to revisit the flood is, there's a 30-day waiting period unless you're buying a new house. You know that's one exception as a loan transaction, so you can actually make it effective the day you buy the house. We get hundreds and hundreds of calls every time there's a storm in the Gulf. We'd love to get your flood insurance. The buyers are being more and more educated now. They, Harvey, we've got 500 calls and probably sold 50 policies. Imelda, we got 200 calls, but 90% of those bought insurance. I know there's a 30-day waiting period. I'm not doing this again. So they're getting smarter on that deal. So we're here to help you, but our hands are tied a little bit with the restriction of the carriers. So and flood insurance is so cheap. Everybody thinks it's so expensive. The policies start at like $186. Get something minimal, and then the max coverage for $250,000 of dwelling with $100,000 of context is $516 a year. I spend more than that on Starbucks a month. Yeah. So you definitely can budget that in. But and I tell everybody, all in town is, all we're doing is pouring new concrete. We had the same clients that flooded during Harvey didn't flood during Imelda. They're new clients, and the clients that flooded during Imelda didn't flood during Harvey, and none of them flooded on the tax day flood. So you don't know where the water's going. So better safe than sorry, and $10 a month, or even cheaper than that if you do the minimum, buys you a lot of peace of mind.
Yes, that's very good advice, and I actually need to get some flood insurance today.
Speak of the devil.
Today I will be doing that. I know Carolina's been telling me for a while to do it every week, so I need to get that taken care of, because it is really important. I know the value of insurance, and that's kind of crazy that I haven't done it yet. So I know that a lot of you probably have a lot of questions, and we would love to answer your questions. So if you will put them down below in the comments, one of the three of us will answer your questions. And I just want to thank both of you guys for being with me today, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank
you for having
you.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, that's very painless.